Oops, hold on.
Bobby Fazio.
All right, here we are. Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All. My name is Bobby Fazio. This is the Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio channel. All right, I'm at my father's house in Pennsylvania this weekend, so hopefully the Wi-Fi internet can keep up with us tonight, and we can get through a nice little episode. Given the circumstances this past weekend, we're gonna talk about as much as we can tonight. But it is crunch time in Pennsylvania. Got to get these cars ready, man. We got the season starting up in less than about a month and a half, I think. So crunch time. Who's out there? Who's out there? Bruce Fulper's there. He got his 31 spline Ford being made as we speak. Get down. All right, Bruce. Sounds good, buddy. Brian Zenzen, there he is. What's up, Brian? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Walt Walker, there he is. He's third in line tonight, but we'll take him. We love him. How you doing, Walt? Scott Cott. Hello, Scott. Hello. How are you? Mark, there he is. Mark Sargenti. How you doing, Mark? Owns that beautiful silver Mustang I was driving in Gainesville. Brett Steven owns a beautiful white 67 Mustang. Stalker. George Wright, hello from the Motor City. Is it cold there? Is it rainy there? Is it sunny there? Is it hailing there? Anything like that? What's up, Sean Conway? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Daniel Wally. This is the real Dan Wally, right? Evening, Dan. How you doing? Tell Dad I said hello. All right. Dad, Dan Wally says hi. Brian Zenzen, you beat Walt off the starting line. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. I'm not going to lie. But you got him tonight, Brian. You got him. Ray, what's going on? Ray Klotz. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. All right, guys. Good to see everybody. Hope you can hear me. I'm doing the wireless mic again tonight, plugged into the computer in a port that I never even knew I had, a USB-C port. I never knew this computer had one of those. So hopefully you can all hear me. And we are good to go. Driverinterviews.com is the website. @driverinterviews is the handle on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All three. All you got to do is that @ Driver Interviews, all one word. And just hit the like, subscribe, or follow. Whichever one pops up, just hit it. All right? So you won't miss them. I had to turn the hat around backwards. It's not really my style to do that. But see, when I had it forwards, you couldn't see my face. So I noticed that right before we were going live. So I'm turning it around. Look at that. You can see the little Lupe Tortilla logo, which brings me to Lupe Tortilla, Texmex.com. Get that blood orange margarita. We got to see what new flavors they have. If you ever see them at the races, you get choices of margaritas, the yellow or the red. I like to do a little bit of a mix. And myself and I think it was Mike Cotton said the same thing as me. We fill them up that much. That way we feel like we're not doing too much. So when we go back and fill it up again that much, we really haven't even had a full one yet. So we're just pacing ourselves. But we thank Lupe Tortilla for always being a little bit hospitable at the track. Let's see, draginsights.com. All right, check out your stats, check out your opponents. It's free to look at your stats. So you might want to check that out. They've been revamping a lot of the .90 stats. That was hard for them to import a lot of first round runs at certain events. Jump through the hoops. They got them. They're in there. And they got rid of a couple tabs that aren't really needed in .90, like the qualifying tab, heads up tab, things like that. So cleaning the system up. And looks like it's getting a makeover. I really like it. Enjoy it. Research your opponents, which is what I like to do. You need a premium membership. That is $70 per year. Unless you are already a premium member, you're grandfathered in at $50 per year. All right. So this says last day to lock in the price. I updated to $79 a year for like well over a month now. So that's my bad. I got to update that. Come on, Bob. All right. Wi-Fi is getting slow on me already here. Got to get back to my house. Don Kennedy, 602-284-6240 or 1donkennedy@gmail.com. Insure those race cars, guys. We had another incident in Pomona this past weekend. Unfortunate incident for sure. But you got to get those cars in. Don Kennedy is your guy. He can help you out. There's his phone number. There's his email address. He'll give you a form to fill out, and then he'll get you set up. The policies are written through Haggerty Insurance. All right, so that is a good insurance company. It's not a fly-by-night insurance company like I have on my Ford Fusion. Fuel Factor X. Increase your fuel mileage. I use this stuff on the way down to Gainesville and back. You pour a little foil pack in the tank. It treats up to 20 gallons. I usually put about 40 gallons in at a time. When I fill up my motorhome, it's got like a 50-gallon tank, so I'm good to go with 2 packs. Increases your fuel mileage. Check it out. The link is in the notes if you want to try it for yourself. Link's in the show notes, and it'll have a special code for you, like a special link for you to use and purchase it for yourself. I believe it gives you a discount, and it gives me a little referral so they know that that you heard it from me. Okay. Kenwood Welding and Metallizing. That's Tom Baker. He's a stock/super stock racer, mostly stock eliminator nowadays, with his best appearing Trip and Fish CUDA. But he's also got a nice Plymouth Duster, the redheaded stepchild, I call it, because I feel like when the CUDA's running, he just doesn't care anything about that poor Duster. And that poor Duster is a great running car that Walt Walker wants to drive. I know you want to drive it even more now, Walt, because it went like 130 under out in Gainesville. Ambi Ambersand Soap. All right, ambiambersand.com. You can get that 00 green soap. You can see the logo right there to the left of me, that side, and my left. And that is contingency eligible product for all divisionals. And this guy pays really quick. Ashton Hudson, Comp Eliminator Racer. As you're going through the finish line and your win light comes on, he's already processing your payment. All right, so you can't beat that. It's a little buy-in for soap, and we can all use soap, hand cleaners. We get dirty at the track, right? Why wouldn't you want to buy enough soap to get you through the whole year? And then next year you can do the same thing and sign up for the contingency again. I think it's a great deal. Thank you very much for doing it. I'm in. I'm signed up. I got the sticker on the car. Just put it on today, actually. PontiacEngines.com. That's Bruce Fulper, Rock and Roll Engineering. How you doing? We all heard from him earlier. Getting his car ready to go for the track. Can't wait to see him out there. Founder of that 428 cubic inch combo that everybody likes to run. I don't know how good the 428s did this weekend at Pomona, though. It was it would have been a rough weekend. All right, let's see a couple more comments here. I don't remember where I left off. Steven Johnson, how you doing? Working in the shop, getting ready for Reynolds, Georgia. All right, sounds good. I love Steven Johnson's car, by the way. A Fairlane Big Block FE 427, I believe. Fairlane stick car too, right? So, keep it up, Steven Johnson. Hope to see that thing out there. Doug Core, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Bill Marshall, how you doing, Bill? Out there in Long Island, I believe. Dennis Chapman is in the house. Dennis, is that front-wheel drive stalker ready to go? Is that all fixed up? Walter Gamble, how you doing, Walter? Thanks for joining us, as always, buddy. Peter Lanciers. Duster. All right. Pete Lanciers. Never disappoints, let me tell you. Justin Graham, hello from drier Southern California. Well, I'm glad it's dry now, because that was just not looking good there at all. No damage. That is Don Kennedy telling us all about it, right? So the reason to insure your race cars, I hope everybody got their cars in a trailer. I know not everybody's got an enclosed trailer. I mean, the cars that were outside, man, I hope they're okay. So hit up Don Kennedy. He can help you out. Wi-Fi. I think he's been with Verizon Fios since they invented it. So I'm going to go with like 2008, something like that. And it's slow as hell. So hopefully it says I got 1 bar right now. I hope you can hear me. Let's get to some announcements here. We're going to start out with the birthdays. Drag Insights birthdays. This is on the homepage. This is the master calendar. It tells you all the racing that's going on. You can click on each event, and if it's a past event, you can click on that and get the results from it. Drag Insights, pretty cool. But members' birthdays are in there. We got Pete Lanciers. We gave him a shout out last week, but since he went 450 miles an hour, he'll get another shout out this week. March 20th was Pete Lanciers' birthday. Happy birthday, Pete. Way to go there, buddy. Jerry Davis was March 21st. Happy birthday, Jerry Davis. And then we got a Division I standout, Joe Hurtline. Happy birthday, Joe Hurtline, who I don't think I ever have any luck when I race against him. He's got that beautiful 67, 68 Camaro. Can't remember which year it is. but it is a good running car. It leaves good, lands good, runs good. I love those cars in super stock for sure. So happy birthday from Drag Insights. All right, let's talk about the Winter Nationals for a minute here. So the Winter Nationals in sunny Southern California, Pomona, California. I've been there multiple times. Fortunate enough to go there. I'm honestly very glad I didn't go this year because the forecast was fine for Thursday. Friday it must have gotten really cold out because it seemed like a lot of cars were going a lot faster in the first part of stock eliminator. But then on Saturday it just rained all day. I don't think anything happened on Saturday, and then Sunday maybe they got round 3 in of sportsman, and then like it started raining and then it started hailing, and that was all she wrote. So this event has to be completed. Now listen to this announcement here. Here's what's going to happen. The Winter Nationals will be finished at a later date, Thursday of the Spring Lucas Oil Divisional Race Series in Las Vegas. So Thursday at the Las Vegas race after second qualifier. So Thursday at Las Vegas, divisional event, not national, divisional event. Thursday after Q2, we will run the Winter Nationals to completion for the following categories: Top Dragster, Super Comp, Super Gas, Top Sportsman, Stock, and Super Stock. There are 7 cars left in stock, 7 cars left in Super Stock. There are more cars left in all the other categories. For Competition Eliminator and Factory Stock Showdown, they will run their completion Friday at the Las Vegas 4-wide national event after Q2. So Comp and Factory Showdown gets to run their completion at a national event in Vegas on a Friday, which is what I'd rather do, honestly, rather than a Thursday at a divisional. But I realize why they did it, and I applaud their decision for this. I'm just saying, for my own selfish reasons, I always like running at national events. But they thought about this long and hard. They took quotas into account. They took who was like still into account, and they thought about it for a while. And this is the best scenario they came up with. And I couldn't come up with something better myself. I don't know how hard it is to make these kinds of decisions. No matter what you do, it's not gonna please everybody. So they made a decision, and there it is. I just told it to you. All right. Also, on top of that, and I applaud NHRA for this, if you are still in and you can't make it, they're going to give you an event credit to get into another event. So let's say you're in third round. I mean, you get $300 for losing third round in stock and super stock. So I believe you're going to get $300 for losing third round, and you're going to get an event credit. That's the way I interpret this. And if so, I applaud you, NHRA. Very classy. I like it. All right, comments are flying in, but I feel bad because I can't get them to come up right now on this Wi-Fi. All right, let's go over the results that we have from Pomona. Okay, I turned on. This is Thursday morning. Well, Thursday probably around noon, because behind me. Q1 stock eliminator. Alan Reinhardt's announcing it's time to race. It feels like the official start of the season. It's Pomona, it's the Winter Nationals. I watched the first 5 pair of stockers go down the track. We got Pete there, who went 400 miles an hour. Then we had a couple cars that were in the low 11s that it said only went 30 miles an hour. I think all these problems were in the right lane with the timing. We had, this is in the first 5 pairs. I kid you not. We had at least 2 cars leave before the third amber, before the lights even started coming down. I don't know what's going on. And then we had some cars spinning and hooking to the right, hooking to the left. It was just a show for sure there Thursday morning. So I don't know what was going on. I did hear they put a new starting line in. Would they put new concrete pads in? And it didn't work out for them. So if anybody has any info on that, I'd really like to hear it. Okay. How the heck did Roli end up all the way in the nets? So this is the next thing I wanted to cover, and I saw this comment here, so I took a shot. Here's what happened with Roli from what I read online. The brake pedal, the pin that goes into the master cylinder, or the the lever, the pin that holds it in, blah blah blah. How that all works, I don't know. I don't know what the parts are called. I just know what it looks like. It fell out, so he had no pedal. And I've heard this can happen when in cars that do wheelies and things like that. People have told me this horror story since I was young. And in my cars, I have a stop on the front side of the brake pedal. So if the car is up in the air, the pedal can only come back so far and hit it, and that rod should never come out of the master cylinder. And I'm hoping that that works for me for the rest of my life, because if this happens to me, what happened to Roli, it's a scary situation, right? So you get down there, you got no brakes, and you're going. I mean, what's he go? About 125 miles an hour, I'm assuming, probably a little more. He's an A stocker. So, or I'm sorry, this was super stock. He's a super stock C automatic, so he's probably going 140 miles an hour. So I believe he was downshifting. He was trying to do whatever he could. He said he even shoved it into park, but that couldn't keep him from going into the sand and the nets and all that. So that really does some damage to the car. I saw pictures of the car. Anybody else saw them on Facebook? They're tough to look at, but he is okay. And the owner of the car, I believe, is very understanding. I'm sure he trusts Kyle and Kyle's dad to the car with no problem. They've taken good care of the car, I would assume, for all these years, and it's going to get fixed. He said they're going to try and fix it. So he was a no-show for first round, but he's okay, thank God. Kyle Roli, hell of a driver. Not the way you wanted to start out bringing that Superstock car back out to the track, because that car was parked all last year. He was driving Tom Gaynor's car. Now he got this car back. It's a 69 Camaro, white 69 Camaro. I think it's got a 427 in it, and not the way he wanted to bring that car back out, I'm sure. So that's what happened there. AmCam, in case you were wondering. Fast Eddie, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're safe and hope you can come home soon, right? Oh my goodness. Tom Baker's in the house. The gang's all here. Some comments are working. They're starting to come in. They're starting to come in. All right. Walt Walker, now he has to prove himself worthy of the Tom Baker Duster. You got that right. All right. I'll just shout out some of the comments. They won't pop up. The new trans is going in for Dennis Chapman. All right. Dino Mares, good job. Love you from Dino Mares, Fontana, California. The 289 4-Speed Club, Dave Sproul. How you doing? Jimmy Carter, what's up, Jimmy? Brandon Kate, good showing by Tim Barrett at South Georgia Motorsports Park. We're going to get into that more. Happened to Mark Ketterer at Maple Grove years ago in the Aspen, so he lost his brakes too. And it happened to Bionda, put the car in the woods. Oh, goodness gracious. You can still hear me, but there we go. All right. I can't. Just one too many comments. Can't do it, sadly. And yeah, Dave Bridgewater's car. And the Midwest Class Racers 2024 Race of Champions is just over 3 months away. And Brian Zenzen just posted a link. So check that out, guys. All right, patience here. I was pretty impressed. Number one qualifiers in both stock and super stock. All right, a 68 Mustang and a 69 Mustang, both FE big blocks. Love it. So stock eliminator Richie Pauly, who just got hit with horsepower at the end of last year. Doesn't phase him at all. Goes out there, C-Stock automatic, 68 Mustang, original Cobra Jet Mustang that was at Pomona in 1968. He qualifies with a 1041 on an 1140. So he was 988 under, 988 under, 1041 too. On 1140, got the number one spot there in Pomona. A couple observations with stock eliminator. So John and John Irving. Who's the elder and who's the younger? I'm going to guess John is the elder and Jon is the younger. That's the son, father and son. They had to race each other first round. You got 3 qualifying sessions. How'd you let that happen? Come on, guys. So I think John won that round. He's running the N stock automatic wagon, the little what's like a Aspen or something, but like cool slow wagon. But he John beat Jon. So if anybody wants to tell me who's who, I'd appreciate that. Who's who? Who's who in that Irving family? They got a lot of cars too. I think they each drive 2 cars. Kyle Rizzoli, we mentioned what happened to him in Superstock. He calls the car Peppy, by the way. Peppy, the white 69 Camaro Superstock C Automatic. That one's not owned by Bridgewater. That one's owned by Jim Whiteley, what Walker is saying. Okay. I think Bridgewater might own the Stalker, and Jim Whiteley owns the Superstocker, if I'm correct. So that's pretty cool. He gets trusted other people's cars, and he does a heck of a job doing it. How about this? Brad Burton, man. Brad Burton out in the first round of stock and Superstock. Very, very un-Brad Burton-like. You do not see that often, especially at Pomona, at Phoenix. I mean, he really runs well at those tracks. We had a killer matchup first round. Chris Hall, Jody Lang. Did anybody see this race? First round of stock. This is Friday. This is when, I mean, it was tough dialing on Friday. And this is where I really got to hand it to Jody Lang, man. I really, really respect and admire people that can dial slow cars, not to mention a wagon that, you know, a cross breeze, you know, of 2 miles an hour will slow it down 300ths. This guy can just dial this car. But first round was Jody Lang versus Chris Hall. Chris Hall, killer. He's got that nice 70 Camaro, the green one. 004 margin of victory, 9 inches, right? Jody Lang got the win. So that was a heck of a race. Second round, anybody see this matchup? Brian McClanahan versus Justin Lamb. How about that one? That was a heck of a matchup. McClanahan won. Justin Lamb is out second round in stock. He was out first round in super stock. So some of the killers were early exits. Couldn't believe it. And then you had Brian McClanahan versus Clifton Hansen. How about that second round matchup? All right. So Brian McClanahan's got a 69 Camaro AAA stock. So I'm assuming that's a 427. And then Cliff Hansen's got a 69 Camaro A stock automatic. I'm guessing that's a 396. Brian was 010 on the tree and ran a 964 on a 963. Cliff Hansen was trip zip and ran a 1018 on a 1017. Isn't that when you just like Brian McClanahan's got to look at that time slip and be like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? I would have beat like 30 other people, but I had to race you at that very moment. That's a tough pill to swallow, man. I hate that feeling. But cool matchups there. And then who else? Oh, all right. So let's get back to John Irving real quick for stock. JOHN and stock automatic. So after he beats his son first round, he has to race against Jody Lang second round, right? Takes out Jody Lang in the second round with this N stock automatic wagon. Now Jody, he's getting a head start from Jody Lang. I assure you, Jody Lang does not give too many head starts, right? After he beats Jody Lang in the second round, he gets Rizzoli in the third round. All right, takes out Rizzoli in the third round. So he takes out Jody Lang second round, takes out Rizzoli in the third round. This is John Irving, JOHN, with an N stock automatic wagon, and now he's got a bye in the fourth round. So he's got to go. I'm assuming he's got to go to Vegas. I think they live in Nevada, so that might be fine for him to go there. So he's got a fourth round bye when he goes back to finish that race. So good luck, John Irving. I enjoy seeing, you know, slow cars, especially wagons. Wagon, the fifth round. How about a Rizzoli and Leo Glassbrenner matchup in the second round? Another battle of the heavyweights, and Rizzoli took out Leo in the second round before falling victim to John Irving in the third round. So exciting stock eliminator race. Got it done. All right, let's move into super stock. So Fred Moreno, this car has been a race car since like 1970. He bought it off of his brother. Is the first car, I believe, and this is what I've been told, and he told me in an interview, first car to ever be sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. So it goes way back to the 70s. I believe they were friends with the owners back then, and they made it happen. It's a 69 Mustang, 428. And he qualified with a 959.6 on a 1055. He was 95 under, and that's super stock G automatic. So congrats, Fred Moreno, #1 qualifier. So a couple notes on Superstock, like we said, Justin Lamb out first round, lost to Jim Grossi in that beautiful orange Corvette. Anybody seen that car knows what a stunner that thing is. And if you haven't seen it, check it out in my interviews. Just type in Jim Grossi Corvette. That interview I did from Pomona last year. That's a good interview. It's a beautiful car. You might want to check that one out. Chris Hall, Mida Motorsports. He lost in the first round of Superstock. So he's out in the first round of stock and Superstock. Very surprising to see that. Chris Hall doesn't do that, right? So that was crazy. How about David Stark in the 1959 Carmen Ghia advancing to second round? He won first round. That was pretty cool to see that car made it to the second round, but he eventually lost in the second round. He lost a tough one. Can't remember who he lost to, but there were two Volkswagens running in Superstock. David Stark with the Carmen Ghia, and then Ashlyn Sacchetti in the Bug, in the Beetle. I think they're both Superstock, like V experimental cars. So cool to see him. Love it. And I believe both stick shifts. I don't know if you have to have stick shift in V experimental, but if anybody knows, let me know. How about Chuck Stubeck? Now, I love Chuck Stubeck's car. I believe 69 Roadrunner. I did an interview on this one about a year and a half ago at Pomona. Gorgeous car. Oh, my God. 446 pack car. Oh, Chuck. Chuck cuts a 266 light in the first round. He's getting a head start by against Gary Tackett. After cutting the 266 light, Gary Tackett goes 88 red. That's first round of Superstock. What do you think Gary Tackett was thinking when he saw that time slip? Oof. Keep the sharp objects away, as Alan Reinhart would say, right? And then in the continuation here, we got a couple key round 4 matchups. You got Jimmy DeFrank versus Rick McKinney, and Larry McClanahan versus Evan Kowalski coming up. So there are a couple heavyweight matchups there. Excited to see it. Excited to see it. And that's all I got for you from the Winternationals out there in Pomona. Now we're going to move into Division 2, Valdosta, Georgia, South Georgia Motorsports Park. They had a divisional down there. They were fighting weather of their own, but they got through it. They adjusted, and they made it happen. It was raining Friday. It was raining Saturday. I think they got the whole thing done on Sunday with one qualifying session. Number 1 qualifier was Jim Marshall, H-Stock Automatic 77 Nova. This thing flies. He can go 140 under if he feels like it. And I don't even think he has to drain, oil out to do that. 11:01 on a 12:15 index. He was 114 under. There were 40 cars in stock eliminator at this race. Somewhat lighter fields. I think people saw the forecast and were a little bit nervous. In the eliminator, though, how about this? Robbie Butler gets his first win. He's driving my 94 Camaro versus Camaro, old versus new. Robbie Butler dialed 1073 on the tree. Usually that doesn't get it done in a final round, but he went dead on with an 8. 1076, 8, a 1076. Daryl Goheen dialed 7 and was 072 on the tree. Now, normally an 072 is not a hole shot, but in this case it was. However, he broke out by 5. He went 1076.5 on a 1077, giving the win to Robbie Butler. It's his first win in his second final round. Congrats, Robbie Butler. Good guy. Good guy. And in Superstock, not new to this position, Marion Stevenson, Superstock GTG Automatic. It's a 2006 Cobalt, 937.6 on a 1040. It was 102 under the index. There were only 35 cars in Superstock at this event. And how about this? A Roy Hill driving school student, Andrew Collins, was driving one of Roy Hill's Cobra Jets, a 2012 Cobra Jet Factory Superstock B. Squares off against Don Barber in the Factory GTE 1996 Avenger. Andrew Collins gets the win, dials 858, 011 on the tree, and coasts to an 871.6 because Don Barber was 040 red. He dialed a 913 and then coasted to 5 after going red. Andrew Collins. So whatever this kid's learning at school is second. That was against James Hill. Second round against Vic Cagnazzi, he's 007. Third round against Don Schufert, he's 008. Fourth round, he was 049 against Marion Stevenson, and then he was 011 in the final round. So kid can drive. That was his first win in his first final round. Andrew Collins, assuming he's got a bright future ahead of him, maybe he should buy a Cobra Jet because he fits it like a glove. And those are your results from South Georgia Motorsports Park. There is no NHRA racing this weekend. It's Easter weekend, everybody. So have a happy Easter. The new modified class will start. So Maple Grove Raceway is open this weekend on the 30th. I was talking to some bracket racers earlier today. They are headed there this Saturday, March 30th. And Dan Wally's got his new modified category, trying it out this weekend, this Saturday. Weight divided by cubic inches will give you a weight break. It'll give you an index, and that's it. First to the finish line wins, no breakout, kind of like Comp Eliminator, CIC. If you break out and win, you're going to lose a little bit of index on the next run. If you win and don't break out, you're good to go. If you lose and break out, I think you're done. I forget. Dan's got it all figured out, and it sounds like it's interesting. You can go there with anything. You can go there with a street car. You can go there with muscle car, crate motor. There's no rules on what kind of car it is. It's just going to be weight divided by the cubic inches. That's all. So it sounds like a good time. And then just a couple more announcements that you already probably know. But Cecil County Dragway, we brought back. Rob Keister is bringing back the East Coast Super Stock Association that Dave Lay ran for many, many years. And there is a $100 entry fee to win $2,500 each race. 4 races. May 17th and 18th, or May 18th and 19th are the first 2 races, and August 3rd and 4th are the second 2 races. Now, there was no point series. This was just supposed to be 4 races. If you win $2,500, you win $2,500. If you win go a couple rounds and win $300, that was it. But after I spoke with Alicia of Drag Insights, I said, what do you think about putting up a little points fund at the end? She was all for it. So we got in. Alicia did, I should say. Drag Insights put up some money. Then Lee Zane put up some money. Lee Zane and Bud McNasby put up some money. And then Rich Prizer, AAD Construction, put up some money. So now, at the end of the 4 races, if you finish in first place with the points total, you get $2,000. Second place gets $1,000, and third place gets $500. So we got a points fund, no sign-up required, no entry, extra additional entry fee required for that. You just go, you pay your $100 at the gate, and you race each race. I will tally up the points. Rob Keister is going to give me the results at the end of the day, and I'll keep a spreadsheet going. I'll post it on the Facebook page if you want, so we can stay on top of who's in the lead, right? Because I could use that $2,000. I'm just going to say. All right, that is August 3rd and 4th. We have our first divisional in Division 1, May 10th and 11th at Cecil County Dragway. So you are allowed to leave your stuff there for that week in between, okay? So if you're thinking about it, you're on the fence, and you don't feel like towing it back and forth, you don't have to. You can leave it there. The Class Racer Nationals, that is Kenny Mealy and Tim Fletcher's race. That is the Tuesday before the new media divisional. They've got a lot of sponsors. That's $5,000 to win. This is a one-day race. There is a second chance race that pays another $1,000 to win. I believe if you lose in the first or second round, you're eligible to enter the second chance race. There's a top 8 index race for the top 8 qualifiers, no entry fee, and that pays, I think, $1,000 to win. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of races for you to go and make some money at, right? So that's it for me tonight, guys. I think covered everything I needed to cover. Oh, wait, one thing I forgot to mention. How about this? The pros had a practice tree tournament at Pomona after it started raining, and I thought that was really cool. I think we need to start doing stuff like that too. I like, when I was at Lebanon Valley, Joe Santangelo and Herbie Knoll, I think it was, they put together a we were hitting the practice tree and putting up money, and I like doing that stuff. So I think we need to do something big like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll put something together at like the Maple Grove Divisional or the Maple Grove National or some other national or divisional. Maybe the new media, since we're all going to be there for like 6 days straight running 3 races. Maybe we should have something that week. But I don't know. Somebody think of something and let me know. We can do it. All right, I'll just read a couple more comments out loud. Go Heen, how you doing? Congratulations, buddy. Way to go. Dino Mares, Darian Houston's a little late. What's going on? He's in time for his favorite podcast. Appreciate it. My easiest to win round of the day and messed it up. Daryl, it's okay. We've all been there. We've all done it. All right. Good job there. Runner-up finish, man. Earn those points. Did a great job. Walt Walker says, Collins must be a professor at Royals, right? You got that right. Oh, my God. The new modified eliminator. That's Dan. Hoping to run the AMX in Rob's Superstock deal. So Dan Wally drives one of Aris Asdorian's AMXs, and hope to see it out there at the Super Stock Association. Good night, Irene. Bruce Fulper, good night. Daryl Goheen, you have a good night. Good job. Denise Houston, how you doing? Nice to see you. All right, guys, I think that's it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Just let me double check. Let me double check. All right, I think I got everything. I think I covered everything. I was going to bring something up. Should I bring it up and let you guys ponder it for the week and see what kind of ideas we come up with? But what do you all right, I'm going to just bring it up, and that's it. And then we're closing it out for the night. We're not even going to discuss it. I'm just going to bring it up and let me know what you think, because I was going over results, and it just popped in my head. All right, we're going to need to weigh out the pros and cons of this, okay? Bear with me. If you have now in stock eliminator, we'll just use stock for example right now, and we'll see if it applies to super stock as well. You're allowed to move up or down one class, right? Let's say you've got a 69 Camaro. We'll go with whatever, 350, 255 horse, right? They usually run in FG, stock automatic, FGH. Let's say same combo, different weight breaks, right? So you like to run your car heavy, you run it in F. The other driver likes to run theirs in G. If we know it's the same combo, should we get rid of the shoe polish and just run them off the indexes, off their respective indexes? Not a heads up, but kind of like class combo-ish, right? G car will get a head start off the G index. That's a 12 flat. F car leaves second. I believe that's an 1185 index. First to the finish line wins, no breakout. Performance based. What do you guys think of that? So when the combo is identical, it's a 396, 375. One's running in A, one's running in double A. First to the finish line wins, running off the indexes. Performance based. Chill them. Ponder that week. Throw some comments in, and let me know what you think. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. All right, guys, that's it for me. Have a happy Easter. Everybody be safe. Enjoy your time with your families this weekend. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks to all sponsors.